I'll swing by your office and talk to your assistants, and you're recruiting somebody. It could be from Africa. You're recruiting somebody from Jamaica or South America, wherever you're at. And I got to tell you a story. Puerto Rico is about as far into Latin America as what our recruiting has taken me so far. I'll never forget, a few years back, I happened to get there on election day. And the elections had just been won, and how spirited those people are about their elections. We had flown in, and first off, we got out of the airport and instantly traffic jam. And next thing I know, it is fireworks in the daytime. It is people coming up and running by your car with a sign, thumbs up. I can't read them, so I don't know what everybody's excited about, And so, just experiencing that for me for the first time, and trying to navigate myself around, and I'm only in Puerto Rico. I can't imagine, at times. You got to have some great stories in some places that it's funny where you can find talent because it's everywhere. But it's even funnier to me is when we get an opportunity to expand ourselves a little bit, the things that we learn. And I have great stories, that I share with these guys all the time about when I recruited him, and it was election day, and people were shooting bottle caps up in the air and firing pistols in the air. You know how much fun it was. So. There's got to be. I imagine you're full of just experiencing all those different cultures and all the different things you've gotten to see while you're recruiting some of these guys.
No doubt. I think the two things that I would share with you. One would be the biggest misconception, which all my friends have. Oh, you're going there? That's going to be great. Yeah. What a great place to go. It's like, usually the places where usually the places where the good players aren't next to the resort, on the beach or in the mountains or wherever. Usually they're not in the most vacation friendly type destinations. Yeah. Probably my favorite story about a recruiting trip was my recruiting trip to Africa for the first time. So the very first time I went to Africa, had no idea what to expect, right? Like you hear the phrase like Africa hot. So I'm thinking it's going to be like 150. Man, it's not even as hot as it is in Richmond. Yeah. Like it's fine, and you don't know kind of how it's going to go. You don't know what it's going to be like. The group that had kind of helped me to set up the trip said, "Don't worry, we'll take care of it. We'll get you all sorted." You get to the airport and you're just hoping somebody's there to meet you.
Green car will pick you up.
Yeah, exactly. I'm looking for the green car. I don't see the green car. Yeah. So I ended up working out fine, and everything was good. But they said at the end of the trip, we'd got done watching all the players play and meeting with the guys and their families we wanted to meet with. And they said, well, let's have some fun. We'll take you on a safari. Sounds great. That'd be perfect. So there's 4 guys in the car with me, like myself and 3 others. So we go to this place called Lion and Cheetah Park. We actually hit 2 places on the same trip. The first place, Lion and Cheetah Park. And so the guy that I had went with was this African sprinter who got a track scholarship to go to Penn State, ran at Penn State, played rugby in Africa, and really wanted to give football a try. And so he walked up to Joe Pa's door. He's telling me this story. And walked up to his house and knocked on his door like at 7 a.m. before he came to the office and introduced himself and said, I'd like to come out for your team. I've never played football before, but I played rugby. I run track here. Could I come out? Anyway, he ended up playing for Penn State, getting drafted by the Cowboys and having a cup of coffee in the NFL. So he's in the front seat, not driving in front of me. Then the other guy,
he felt protected.
He's not that big, but he is fast.
The tough part, he could run away before you could.
For sure. So then there's a guy next to me in the back seat who's one of his buddies, who's this South African sprinter who, at the time when he was at his peak, he was,
You must have been wearing barbecue sauce.
I mean, I didn't even need the sauce because the Lions were coming for me straight away. He was the number 2 runner in the world behind Carl Lewis at that time. So he was number 2 in the 100 and the 200, and just couldn't catch Carl Lewis. Go figure. And he was sitting next to me, and he's jacked. I mean, he's like 50, and he's still running away from me. And then there's a driver. Okay, so the whole time I'm thinking, if this thing goes south, I just have to trip the driver and let the Lions eat him. So we go and we drive through Lion and Cheetah Park, and that was again, it was a good, interesting reminder that not every part of the world has the same standard of safety for human life as maybe we do here in the U.S. And so you basically go into this huge fenced-in area where, just like it sounds, there are cheetahs and lions. And they're right there. You know, like you go through those things like at Virginia Beach, or like when I lived in Missouri, we would go through a place like on the way to Kansas City where you drive through and, you know, you see buffalo. Well, you see lions and cheetahs from me to you outside of your car. I don't know about you.
Checking the fuel tank.
But I wasn't feeling real good about that. And so we're driving through, and there's these 4 or 5 lions. I mean, they just lay around all day, right? Because they already killed something. They ate it. They're taking a nap.
They ate the other car.
Exactly. They ate the Volvo.
The guy first,
And so the Sprinter thinks it's funny. He's opening the door. And he opens the door, 4 lion head pop up.
Sure.
He closes the door. 4 lions' heads go down. And so again, he's playing this game for 5 or 10. I'm not having it. It's not a good game. So we finally leave this place. We go on safari. It was really cool. I mean, we're on one of these, you know, the big outdoor Jeeps like you see on TV, the movies. You're driving through and you see giraffes and you see zebra. And I mean, it's really, really cool. And then you get out of the car and you walk to the lion containment area. Now you walk down this long path into the woods, and you get to basically, you know, like you get to like a dog run, where you would have like Dobermans or pit bulls or something like in our backyard, except there's 9 lions in there. There's like the daddy lion, and there's the 8 hunter, you know, the girl lion, the lionesses. And then in the little one next to it, there's 2 lion cubs. Now the 9 adult lions, they're just laying there. You know, they're not doing anything. And the 2 cubs, I mean, they're playing like kids or like puppies would play. They're running up and down. Well, the fence is supposed to be electric, so that it deters the lions from climbing the fence, jumping out, and eating you. That's what they explained to us. Well, there's a light on the corner of the fence that apparently, kind of like Jurassic Park, shows that the electricity is on, except the light's not on.
Oh, great.
All right, so I'm looking at this thing as we're walking around, and again, people who have a lot of testosterone, who potentially hit people for fun in their job, they like these kinds of things. So they're running up and down the fence with the cubs, trying to get them excited like somebody might play with your dog in your backyard. Well, one of the cubs bumps into the fence and jumps away right away, thinking he's going to get shocked, except he doesn't get shocked. And he leans back into it. Well, all of a sudden, 9 lions sit up. And now I'm thinking, I have to beat the driver. I have to beat the driver down this pathway. And all of a sudden, we hear a guy's voice. The guy back at the place that let us in, the guy that runs it, must have seen that the power went out. And he's got a shotgun. He's like, just walk backwards slowly.
Nobody make a move.
And I'm like, oh my God.
Stay calm.
You know, we're all kind of walking backwards slowly. And I've never been so scared in all my life. And so that's probably the best recruiting trip.
No one make a sound.
Shh, everybody be quiet. Everything's nice.
They can smell fear.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, well, I reek then. So